Now playing the Hook and Bridge podcast.
I fucking love Kesha. I'm telling you, I'm the worst person to have a podcast. I can barely speak.
Oh my god, I love doing this!
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hook and Bridge podcast.
Hello, hello.
I am your host, Harley, joined as always by my little sister and co-host, Taylor.
Hello, hello.
And today on the show, we have Dan Nash, local Hampton, Virginia resident, local Hampton, Virginia world-class musician. Dan, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm world-class, apparently. So that's good. I'm doing awesome. It's Friday.
It is Friday. It is Friday,
Thank
which
goodness
is
for that.
a huge plus.
It's been a week.
So first off, I want to talk about your award. Again, congratulations on winning the Veer Award.
Thank you.
I am unfamiliar with what Veer is. Can you walk me through what exactly that is, what company it is, what they do? I know it's like a local Virginia Peninsula like music award show, but
Yeah, so it's a magazine first and foremost. So and basically they cover anything music and art related locally. It's a really good resource for really anything theater, music that's going on in and around Hampton Roads. Mostly just 757 stuff, so local to us. But they put these kind of music zine newspaper thingies out, and usually, bars, theaters, places like that are where you're typically going to find these. And throughout the year, they'll do music reviews from local artists and stuff like that, and they'll cover some of the bigger regional acts and stuff too. But that's basically what they are. I mean, they're essentially like a Rolling Stone, or the equivalent of for like our area. So.
That's crazy that we have not had any contact with them yet. That's wild.
I feel like
it is wild.
3 years of doing this show, and I didn't hear about it until you were up for an award. I was like, what the hell are the Veers?
I feel that you fell short.
I feel like I'm being gypped at this point. I feel like I'm going to have to make some phone calls.
You got a lot of reading to do.
Hell yeah, man, that's awesome. So what exactly was the award that was it the like top new artist in the area, or
it was best acoustic folk artist of the year?
Hell yeah. So the new CD, right? You got your EPs out and about.
I love that.
As good as it will get in that.
That's super cute.
My wonderful webcam there.
Right.
It's out and about. Put out, recorded with our friend Eric there at the record store, and
Bohemian Amigos.
Yeah, and it's on the Bohemian Amigos record label there. So yeah, very cool.
What was the experience like working with Eric on a project like that?
Well, it was interesting. It's always, anytime you're doing anything with friends, it's always a little weird, right? Because they got ideas about how they want stuff to sound, and you have ideas. But Eric's been recording for a while, so it was. It was a really easy process. I mean, you ran into a couple of hiccups here and there, and but he's awesome, and it was awesome. We did it right in his home studio. So there may be a couple of parakeet chirps in places on the record that you got to find them. You got to listen to it to find the parakeet chirps and those type of things. But it was it was very cool, and we kind of recorded it over the spring of last year was kind of the time frame. So, and then it ended up sitting for a while doing some mixing and stuff. Ended up coming out in the fall, and then the award was in the end of January.
So this is really cool because realistically, we haven't had a 757 artist on this show yet. You're the first from the Hampton Roads area on the show. Well, I guess technically Adolis. See, I'm new to the Virginia area, so I don't know how far the 75 is. Does that cover all the way through Virginia Beach?
Yeah, it covers through Virginia Beach, almost to Richmond north, and
so you would technically be the second then, because we did have the band Adolis from Virginia Beach on.
Yeah.
But when I think of the 757, I think of more of like the Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, and Hampton, Newport News. Guess we don't consider the other two cities. It is the 7 cities, right?
Yeah, well, Williamsburg, I think, is actually one of them, which is
that's super
bizarre.
funny.
But let's talk a little more about the process. So for local artists that listen to the show, because we have a large local following, what working with Bohemian Amigos as far as a record label, what would you say were some of like the benefits, aside from being friends, what were some of like the benefits to his recording style or even like a pricing structure? Like, was it, a fairly priced service that he offers?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know that he's necessarily, I mean, his thing is he does it for himself and his band, and he has a few other artists that he does it for. And I don't think he's necessarily in that part to really make a profit. I think he just loves recording. And I think he's more into, wants to do stuff that he's into. Like, I don't think you could pay him enough money to work on something that he's just didn't care about or wasn't into. Right. I don't think that would matter to him. So in that regard, so he enjoyed what we were doing. That made it, pretty easy and things like that. But and then as far as I think we went through CD imports or something for the actual physical CDs, and all that was just really easy. Eric's been doing it a long time, so he's pro. He's pretty much a pro. He's got everything set up, and makes good use of every little inch of space. So it was pretty smooth sailing.
Right. Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times about wanting to put out like a solo EP.
I think
I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I would buy it 1,000 times over.
We've also talked about doing something like with the show on either like a CD or on a vinyl or something. But again, just
as like
the logistics side.
We want it as a printed copy.
Well, so the idea that we had was to take all of the local artists that we have on the show and put a track from each one of the local artists' albums and put it as like a Hook and Bridge podcast compilation.
That's so cool.
It's a cool idea, but
very cool.
In theory, it's just it's a time-consuming process to search through 200 episodes and pull everybody's out. But maybe in the works down the road. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about you, Dan.
Oh goodness!
So let's talk about your music career. Where did you start, and like where did your inspiration come from as a songwriter?
So I've been playing guitar ever since I was probably 15 or 16, and I've always been the jotting kid, like the kid in class is just like jotting stuff down. Notebooks full of probably, which if I looked back on them now, I mean, you can imagine any of us did, it'd probably be pretty cringy, like the stuff we were writing in 10th grade in our notebooks. But I kind of never stopped doing that. So I've always jotting stuff down. I had a band when I was about 2021. Never didn't really go out, didn't do much. We did record one small EP and stuff, and so I had that experience, and I kind of put music on the back burner for a while, life and kids and all of that good stuff. And then I started hosting an open mic about 2 years ago in close to us here locally every week. And then I've kind of reignited my passion for like playing in front of people and making music. So that's kind of, I guess, where my passion and my recent urge to kind of want to do this type of stuff kind of sprung back up there.
Mm-hmm. Now, how did you land in like the folk or singer songwriter scene versus like say like an alternative, because some of the tracks on your EP come off as more of like an alternative, type of sound.
Saying that. I don't
like a 90s, you know what I mean?
That's a good question. How did I end up in the folk? You'd have to ask the people at Veer. I definitely didn't make like a concerted effort to have a folk label or anything like that. I think you know what it is. Maybe it's the not a whole lot of drums on it.
Sure. I can see that.
Yeah. So being poor and not being able to afford drums, I guess, makes you folk. So.
Those are
or not knowing a lot of drummers. Yeah, those are the only qualifications.
It does make you folk. It makes you poor folk.
Definitely poor folk. Yeah. So I think of it as kind of. I mean, I get where they're going. It is a little singer songwritery. I guess, and it's kind of minimalist. By choice and just by the nature of the production. But yeah, I mean, obviously you picked up on the fact that alternative and grunge and like 90s and like that era is really where my heart lies.
Yeah, it was almost like a stripped down, almost like a stripped down Lifehouse. You know what I mean? It was okay. like a acoustic. Lifehouse is a bad example. Gin Blossoms. It was like an acoustic.
I like that a lot better than than the Lifehouse example.
Yeah,
I would definitely take that. Yeah, he's I love that Gin Blossoms. I have the Gin Blossoms, that Miserable Experience album on vinyl. I think he's an awesome songwriter.
They're incredible, man. They're tough to work with, but they're incredible. Yeah. They've been supposed to come on the show for a year, and now we're back.
Oh, really? That would be amazing.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
They were supposed to be here on it was last year in June, and then the day before they canceled, and then they're like, okay, July, and then they canceled again, and they're like, okay, August, and then September, and then October, and then I just stopped emailing, and now we're back on it. They emailed me, and they're like, we want to be on the show. And I'm like, are you for sure this time? Because
airing out the laundry, they're not ever coming on.
No,
Gin Blossoms, if you're listening.
Well, it wasn't their fault. It wasn't their fault. They were on tour.
Yeah.
And they couldn't find the time during their tour.
It's hard.
So now they're off tour this season. So now they have a little more time to market. It wasn't the band's fault. It was the PR department trying to force them into an interview that they didn't have time for.
Yeah.
Trying to force marketing when they're on tour.
Yeah. I get it.
So I'm excited. I think they're incredible.
That'd be awesome.
I was so excited when they said it the first time. So
yeah, for sure. Even to say the Gin Blossoms canceled on you, this is kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. Sick.
If I have two really cool things, it's that Lit sued us and that the Gin Blossoms canceled.
Lit sued you?
Yeah.
Lit.
The band Lit.
Wow.
Yeah. Technically Capitol Records on behalf of Lit, but yes.
Was it for playing a song or something? Or
apparently they get upset when you play songs without permission.
Yeah, we got a cease and desist order, and then it went a little further, and then they asked us to take down an episode.
It was the whole thing.
I don't know how much Lit songs are getting played nowadays, so I don't think they really should have came in.
Yeah, honestly, we were giving them free marketing. I'm with Dan on this one.
It was like 12 seconds. It was crazy.
It was insane.
Anyway, so your passion began with getting involved in music younger, but your songwriting, how did that process start? When did you start writing music, and where does the inspiration come from?
Probably when I was 15 or 16. I've been songwriting, even when I haven't been doing anything with them. I've always had, like I said, I've always had lyrics. I've always written poems or whatever the case, even if I didn't have like music in mind at the time behind it. And I think a lot of it comes from playing guitar. I grew up in North Carolina in an area where there wasn't a ton of stuff to do, honestly. There was no internet, there was no, nothing like that. I mean, this is, what is it, 94, 95, 96. It's like,
right.
Internet's still a rich people thing. And my bus ride was about an hour and a half, to give you an idea of how much in the cut I was. So But I had a guitar and I had a music store 30 minutes away, so I could get strings, and I had a radio, and so I played a lot of guitar.
Do you find yourself when you're writing? Do you find yourself writing more of like antidotes and like what's the grammatical term for what's that like thesis rather than concepts? Writing concepts versus personal experience, or do you find yourself writing more along the personal experience side?
I think it's more conceptual. It's probably like, everyday type of things, or things that have happened, or things that I wanted to happen or didn't want to happen, and maybe an alternate reality, type of things, but more daily things, just kind of dressed up in, metaphor and different kind of things. So.
Kind of like an ambiguity about it, right? Like
anonymous.
Yeah,
Are you okay?
Anonymity. That's the word. Sorry.
Yeah,
the word that I was looking for. It was driving me nuts.
Not in I really don't write in a very direct way.
Right.
It's more of a it's got to have two meanings, I don't consciously set out to do that, but the way it comes out is always, it's cloaked in, something, a metaphor or a simile, or a cheeky way to say something. I never really liked the lyrics that kind of just like beat you over the head, like,
Yeah, I like that too. I think it reaches more people that way. If you're not just doing one direct situation, if you do something that covers multiple, then it's going to reach more people, and they can, what's the words I'm looking for?
Interpret.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Based on their experiences, I like that.
Yeah, I think the more interpretations a song or a lyric can have, I think probably the wider appeal, they have. I mean, you hear people singing songs all day that, can be interpreted 50 ways, and, nobody knows, what it's about. But
do you feel that that type of writing puts a layer of like defensiveness around you, that you're able to kind of utilize the anonymous nature of the writing to kind of incorporate some of your personal struggles and traumas?
Yeah, I think so. And, even if it's, maybe it's a line or two, here or there, it's still, probably therapeutic to be able to kind of, couch things that you want to say in music and in prose or words. But yeah, there's definitely, I'm sure there's some of that in there.
Right. How about?
Are you trying to Freud me, Harley? Are you trying to get Sigmund Freud on me?
Now
bro?
we're gonna talk about mommy issues.
Well, so for me, when I'm writing, that's like my big thing is I write from like a personal perspective, and all of my songs, rather than having that vagueness to them, are super direct, and they're a direct correlation to events in my life.
Yeah, you put all the trauma out there.
I do, but I try to write them in a way that's like relatable to an extent, but it's quite clearly this is something that I'm going through. So I always find it very interesting when people are able to conceptualize an idea and then throw some of that in the background, because I don't have that skill. I don't have that talent. Like,
I don't have it the other way. Yeah. I can't, whenever I, pick up a pen or my phone and I'm writing lyrics or whatever, I don't know if that type of thing scares me necessarily, or if I don't know, it's hard to say, but that's just never been the thing. I mean, sometimes I don't even write in first person. I mean, I might be writing in like, third person. I think I did a lot of reading too. And I think that has something to do with it. Like there's something about like a narrative or like a story or those type of things that always kind of creep into the way I write too, I think.
Right.
Yeah, Harley actually doesn't know how to read.
Not very well.
Not very well. Yeah.
But
I mean, he jokingly, you definitely know how to read.
Yeah,
Okay.
but realistically, not very well.
Harley hasn't picked up a book in a very
10 years,
15,
something like that.
Wow.
When was
So
I-
we don't even know really if the Gin Blossoms were actually the ones who sued them.
No, I do find that interesting though. Like the idea of being able to, like, every time I've tried to sit down and just be like, all right, I'm going to take an hour and I'm going to have like an actual writing session where I try and push myself to just conceptualize an idea. Every time I start jotting it down, I'm like, this is corny as fuck. You know?
Yeah, that never works. I've never had that work for me.
Yeah. It either has to like just come out naturally,
Yeah.
or I have to experience something that I can be like, oh yeah, that's good, you know. But so moving past that, cover songs. You hosted an open mic for quite a few years. What are some of like your favorite like cover tunes to play? And moving forward, do you think that you'll throw maybe a tune or two as far as a cover on your next like EP or full album?
I love playing cover songs. I really do. I mean, right now I play a lot of 90s stuff. So I mean, that's going to come up. You know, there's Hootie and the Blowfish. There's, you know, the grunge thing is covered pretty well. And a little bit of 80s, you know, some Prince. There's a few country songs in there, and I always like a good rap song, throwing a good rap song here and there.
Hell yeah.
But I there are some covers that I would definitely like to do. I'm not opposed to a good cover. I generally have the criteria I try to do is it can't be a song that everybody does.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to go do a cover of Tennessee Whiskey. You're not going to see me playing Tennessee Whiskey. Like it's just not going to happen. So it's got to be something that not everybody does. And if there's less guitar in it, the better as far as a cover, because I enjoy the process of taking a song that doesn't have a whole lot of guitar and composing guitar around it.
Right.
That's
that's
fun
awesome.
to me. That's what I like to do. So
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like as a guitar player too, it is much easier. Like that process is so much easier to do, to take something that doesn't have that instrument and orchestrate it in versus learning what somebody else had written for some reason. So much easier. Like I can transcribe saxophone all day.
right.
But you try and sit me down with like the Guns N' Roses Sweet Child of Mine solo, and I'm like, I can't even, like, I can get like halfway through and then I'm just like, I can't do all of that. It's
No, it's not your own.
yeah. So if you were to throw one on the next one, do you think that you would lean more towards like like a Gin Blossoms, or would we dive deeper into like the 80s? I think Prince is a great example. I think the Cars are a great example of like something that doesn't get covered enough, you know.
It would definitely be something obscure, you know, like, you know, something that is recognizable but maybe forgotten.
Right.
One of those songs where it comes on your playlist or you hear it on the radio and you're like, I forgot this song existed and I forgot how much I love this song. Like something like that, something that's probably not primarily guitar driven. Or if it is, I would kind of tackle it in a whole different way. So there's, it would definitely be in that kind of vein. So would it be a Gin Blossom song? Maybe. I don't know.
I always wanted to do a cover of Never Gonna Give You Up, but do a serious cover of it.
Yeah.
And then
like a very serious cover of it.
Yeah, Rick Astley did a serious cover of it, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, you stole my idea for your music.
That's funny.
Yeah,
he's tricky like that. You got to keep an eye on that Rick Astley.
Dude, his cover of that Foo Fighters song, Everlong, is hands down one of my favorite covers of all time. I mean, Rick Astley is a secret, like he's a
treasure.
Yeah.
Did you happen to catch he had a full band, a band that is good on their own right? I think maybe they were called the Blossoms. I hope maybe I'm getting the Gin Blossoms, but I think the name of the band might have been the Blossoms, but
they were out of the UK.
Yeah, they backed him up doing a Smith set, and it was just him singing Smith songs, and he just killed it.
Yeah,
I mean, he murdered. I would go see that. If they toured around here, I'd go see it 3 times. Like more of that, Rick Astley. Yeah, and so he really is a showman, and he's a hell of a singer. I mean, unironically, Rick Astley is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's a national treasure,
and he just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I want to ask you a couple of questions about your guitar playing, because we've kind of discussed a little bit about like your grunge influence and everything, but it comes off on the EP like you have this very tinny, like trebly nature to your guitar, and it sounds a lot, and it could just be production value, but it sounds a lot like you do a lot of like finger picking. Or is that right? Are you doing a lot of finger picking stuff?
Yeah, a whole lot.
So how does the idea of finger picking incorporate into like your playing style on like a 90s? Because 90s are obviously very pick driven. It's very like downstrokey. So how do you incorporate that style? And that might be part of where the folkiness comes from.
Sure. Yeah.
Bluegrass style.
Yeah. They don't really incorporate, like they really are from 2 different worlds. I mean, the picking stuff is a lot of, or the finger picking stuff and the syncopated stuff. Like there's a song on there where I'm playing a bass line throughout with my thumb, and I'm playing the melody lines kind of around it, and it really comes from Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits, and Lindsey Buckingham from Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
These guys that had, one guitar and were able to have this just huge guitar sound, and they're kind of doing this, and I don't use a pick at all. Even when I'm playing like what you would think is like straight chords or pick driven stuff, I don't use a pick. I'm using my fingers to do that. I'm just making them into a makeshift pick, but
that too is
yeah. And it's the idea, I guess, like kind of filling space. When it's just you, I think a lot of stuff sounds more interesting when you can play some approximation of like the bass, or fill in for the fact that you don't have a bass there or a keyboard there, and if you can do some of that kind of stuff with the guitar, I think it makes it sound bigger than if you're just one guy with a guitar, which is normally what I am.
So it's not a very layered EP then. So you're kind of saying like it's more just like 1 or 2 tracks.
Oh, yeah, it's not very layered at all. There's I can think of if there's any layering, it's some harmonics in there,
right?
And there's a couple parts where it's double tracked, where there's chords playing under a lead part, but mostly no, it's very, very sparse in that regard.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't even realize that, because and again, that is a testament to Eric's tracking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's some good mastering work, because I definitely thought it was like heavily, like I thought it was multiple. Thought you just kind of did multiple instruments at the same time there. So the one thing that we always ask all of our guests, the question that we claim that we ask all of our guests, but we haven't asked the last 4, is your opinion on the hook versus the bridge. So when you're writing, like, what is most important to you in your productions, in your writing, your hook versus your bridge of a song?
The hook.
The hook?
I knew it. I didn't want it to be true, but I knew it.
Yeah, it's the hook. Yeah, it's all about the hook. I love cool bridges. I mean, if maybe it's, maybe it's because I don't write a whole lot of cool bridges. Maybe that's why I would say that the hook's more important, because I just don't write a lot of cool bridges. But maybe if I started writing more cool bridges, I'd feel different. I'd be like, oh, it's about the bridge, man.
That's your homework.
Yeah. The bridge, I think, is less likely to have lyrics.
Mhm.
So already it's down a component.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know, but yeah, I'm for now I'm going Hook. I'm team Hook.
Well, it
Yeah.
typically, so in this show, typically the guitar players on the show lean heavy Hook.
Really,
The drummers always lean heavy bridge.
I
that makes a
love
lot of sense.
an
Mhm.
instrumental bridge, a good drum bridge. I love it. I love bridges. All right, sorry.
All right, so today, in respect to Eric and our friends over at Bohemian Amigos, I miss Eric. I haven't talked to Eric in
No. What even is that
like
guy up to?
a couple months now.
Yeah.
With the baby, we've just been very,
So
very
crazy.
busy. So hopefully that'll change here soon. But we're gonna play some trivia, just like we did back in the day. So you got 3 choices. You got pop hits, 1980s or 1990s.
we're gonna go 90s.
I knew it. See? Could have answered for him.
So Taylor,
Yeah.
you're going to read, and I am going to play against Dan. And
Harley
let's
can't
say shuffle them up, or here I'll shuffle. You can't shuffle.
While she's shuffling, I have a gripe and a beef.
Oh, okay.
With
I
us?
like that.
No, actually, it's just with
Oh.
you, Taylor.
Darn it.
So
I knew
it's
it.
not with Harley at all.
I'm always a problem.
This is a quote. This is a quote that I heard on an episode, and I had to stop what I was doing and write it down.
I know what it is.
You think you know what it is? Based on what do you think
Is it
it is?
actually about me?
It's from you. It's your quote.
It's from oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you're a 90s guy?
Mm-hmm.
Is it that I hate Nirvana?
It's It's the quote in fact is Nirvana ultimately isn't great. And wow, just wow.
You know what's really funny, Dan, is we have been listening to some Nirvana. We've been showing Harley's baby about all things music. And we were listening to a record, and I didn't hate it. There are some songs on there, and I feel like if you listen to some later episodes, I do say that there's a couple songs where I'm like, I'm a fan of that one. Ultimately, I think I just hate Smells Like Teen Spirit.
See, that's an okay take. I'm not.
I will revise my
especially
statement.
Good. I'm glad that I could get that for you because I've actually been talking to the Gin Blossoms lawyer, and if you didn't revise that statement, me and the GBs and Lit are coming. We're coming
That's
hard.
why they're canceling. No, when Harley first learned how to play guitar, that's all he played was Smells Like Teen Spirit. So at a young age, we're 7 years apart.
Sure.
That's all I heard, and I was like, I cannot hear another thing from this band.
Well, and to be fair, most of that Nevermind album sounds a lot like Smells Like Teen Spirit.
It got played a lot. There's no
got played a
question
lot.
about that.
But the album that she's talking about that we've been showing the baby is, of course, the Live and Unplugged from MTV.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is
awesome.
the pinnacle of Nirvana.
I was a fan. I didn't hate it. I even listened with my door open.
Fun fact, over half of that album are
Mhm.
covers.
That's why I liked
Yeah. Yep. Well,
it. That is so funny, and I knew it.
That's hilarious.
Yep. Honestly, I'm glad that that's what it was.
I also
The
love
past
that
few days
Dan-
have said some
Dan
questionable
listened.
things. He really did.
Sometimes
that made me stop and
Yeah.
take it.
That's fair.
Nirvana ultimately isn't great. You know what?
Honestly, I feel like I should have taken a stronger stance and said, actually, I hate
Wow.
Let's read. Yeah, I'm like, if you're mad at me, I'll change exactly what I said.
All right.
Oof.
So it's going to be me versus Dan. I just pulled 16 random cards there. So we'll do 16
Are you sure
of
you
them.
didn't cheat? Did you look at
Yes,
these?
I did not look at them, but I have played it a lot over the years.
Mm.
So Dan, there is a chance that I know all these answers.
Sure.
Dan, you should have went against me. I know nothing about music. All
Okay.
right.
Obviously.
Sorry, before I get into this, do you want me to read all four
Yes,
options?
these are multiple choice
They're
questions.
multiple choice.
And
Okay.
Dan gets to go first.
Alrighty. Whose third studio album was titled Jagged Little Pill? A. Mariah Carey.
Alanis Morissette.
And it's
yeah,
also Jagged Little Pill.
Jagged. I can't read.
I knew where she was going with that.
Yeah, he got it. Don't worry about it. He got it right.
He did get it right.
Yeah.
That
Wait,
means that
Dan.
he gets to go again.
Oof. Okay.
I won't go until he gets one wrong.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Which band were responsible for the Friends theme song, I'll Be There For You?
So it is the R's, and it could be, and I honestly, this is not a band I was a huge fan of. I want to say it was the Replacements.
Oh, you're so
You're
close.
It's
so
the Refreshments, isn't it?
Nope,
No. You're now farther away.
The Rembrandts?
that
Yeah.
is it.
You were there.
I'm gonna give it
Okay.
to him.
Yeah, because if
I'm
I
gonna
would have
give
read
to
it,
him.
you would have known it.
Oh, I forgot to get my choices. Okay.
Yeah, I give you
Were the
choices.
Replacements not even on the choices?
No.
See, I
The
would
only
have
R
got
was
that.
the remembrance. Is that how you say that?
Mhm.
Okay.
What was the name of Oasis's debut album?
Oh, I actually don't know this one.
Really? A. Standing on the Shoulders of Giants.
Mm-mm.
B. Definitely Maybe. C. Be Here Now. D. What's the Story? Morning Glory.
Oh,
I think definitely maybe.
You would be correct, Dan.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I was definitely thinking C. Whatever you just said on C.
What's the
Here Now.
story? Morning Glory?
Here now. I thought
Morning
it was Be
Glory
Here Now.
was D. Wow, he's doing great. You're
He is
gonna
doing
lose.
Oh, hey, there's the album. See, I could see the picture in my head, but I could not
Yeah,
remember
the name.
The name. Yeah, I could see the Oasis logo, and then I could see like the buildings, and then I could see them, but I could not.
Yeah. Which band had a hit with The Fly in 1992?
The Fly.
Yeah. A. Soul Asylum. B. U2. C. Smashing Pumpkins. D. REM.
Oh, that's tough.
Wow. And the song is The Fly?
The Fly. Which band had a hit with The Fly in 1992?
Okay. And what were the choices?
A. Soul Asylum. B. U2. C. Smashing Pumpkins. Or D. REM.
I know it's not Soul Asylum. That I'll just give you. I know that.
I don't think it's I'm gonna say REM. They have a lot of songs. I'm just gonna say REM. If it's Smashing Pumpkins, I'm gonna be so sad.
I also was thinking Smashing
Unfortunately,
Pumpkins.
Dan, you are not correct. Your winning streak has ended.
Is it Smashing Pumpkins?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It is U2.
It's U2?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hmm.
All right.
Don't remember that song at all. You remember that U2 song, The Fly, right? Oh yeah, everybody remembers The Fly.
Dan, what if I told you I didn't like U2?
Cool.
Yeah, I'm
We can
on
be
board.
friends again.
Nobody likes U2.
Never mind.
Bono doesn't like U2.
They're fine, I guess.
The Edge left that band. Nobody.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, U2 doesn't like U2.
All right, buddy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Which singer's middle name was, oh no, Ronzoni?
Okay.
A. Seal. B. John Cicada. C. Notorious B.I.G. D. Luther Vandross.
I'm going to say Notorious B.I.G. just because I'm hoping that that's the answer.
Honestly, that makes sense in my brain, but that is not right. On to you, Dan.
Oh, I have to. Oh, geez. And so what was the first? What were the
A. Seal. B. John Cicada. C. Notorious B.I.G., which is not correct. Or D. Luther Vandross.
I'm gonna go John Cicada.
That is wrong.
Is it Seal?
No, it's Luther.
Doesn't Notorious Ronzani Big have like a great ring to it though?
But yeah.
I was thinking Ronzani sounds Italian or Spanish or something like.
I also think it's funny that you think Notorious B.I.G. would just put his middle name in the middle of not his name. You know what
that
I mean?
was kind of the joke. You stepped on it, but that's all right.
Sorry. Alrighty. Back to Dan, I believe.
Nope, my turn. Oh wait,
No,
it is Dan.
you got it wrong.
Yeah,
Why
is
are
Dan.
you
My
get
bad.
out of here?
My bad.
What was the stage name of Andre Rommel Young? A. A. Ice Cube. B. Dr. Dre. C. DJ Jazzy Jeff. That's fun. D. Andre 3000.
Dr. J. Or Dr. Dre. Sorry, not Dr. J, obviously.
Correct.
Yep. I know that question because I always say Andre 3000 and I
it's
always get it wrong.
Mhm.
We're going to put Dan's winning pile.
Oh,
over
you
here.
mean, his large stack of wins?
Yeah. What was lead guitarist of The Offspring famously known as? Do you know this one just offhand or you want me to read them?
Noodles.
It is Noodles. I remember this question because I love that he was known as Noodles.
Saw them last year. Fan-fucking-tastic. That concert was so good.
Wow. Still, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they put on a great show. They're actually coming again this year. So anybody listening, if you get a chance, go see.
I don't know how, because they seem to play a lot of festivals and stuff, and they seem to have come around a lot locally. I've never gotten the chance. I've never seen Offspring on any.
I think they're going to be at the Norva. You should go, man. We
I'm
should
gonna check that out. Yeah, we should go check that out. We should get Eric to pay for it, and we should get it.
Yeah.
Even better.
He hates 90s music.
So much. The album Park Life by Blur was released in which year?
Oh, yeah, no.
A. 1994. B. 1997.
Okay.
C. 1996. Or D. 1999.
So they had a big thing with Oasis around the time that this came out, and Oasis was making fun of that song off that album in particular. What's the earliest year on there? 94?
Yeah.
Let's go 94.
Correct.
Oh, wow. I was thinking 96.
No, it was 94. Ugh. Sorry. In which year did Nirvana release Smells Like Teen Spirit? A. 1990. B. 1991. C. 1993. Or D. 1992.
So the song versus the album. 1991.
That's what I was thinking.
That's correct.
Yep.
Which Spice Girls video saw the group appear as animated fairies? A. Viva Forever. B. Say You'll Be There. C. Mama. D. Wannabe.
It's not. I don't think it's B or D.
I agree. I know that it's not D. I'm not positive about B.
What was B? What was B?
Say You'll Be There.
I don't think so. A.
You are so right.
Damn.
It's like
I remember those other two videos pretty well. So it was kind of a 50-50 because I remember there was no like cartoon stuff. Believe me, I was a huge fan of Spice Girls videos with the volume off. Just muted. The videos themselves were great. They were art.
Yep, they were art. That's what you tell people at work, right? It's art.
Yeah, they were art. Yeah.
Which band was originally called Girls Time? TYME, if anyone cares, if that makes a difference.
Like the Spice?
Like the Spice.
That's fucked up. I just realized how fucked up that is. National Women's Month. And they called themselves the Girl Spice?
It's not the Spice Girls?
Yeah, but
okay.
you know.
A, Everything But the Girl. Oh, I just got it. That's awful. B, TLC. C, Destiny's Child. Or D, Spice Girls.
I'm actually gonna get TLC.
Ooh, wrong, Dan.
Ooh.
Wrong group.
I was thinking
is you thought it was TLC?
No, I was thinking Destiny's Child. But I feel like I remember this question and I don't think that's right either.
Are you sure?
Destiny's Child?
Yeah.
It is Destiny's Child?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was the one, because Britney Spears was also in a group before she was Britney Spears, and I thought it was that one. But,
that one's not on there.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's why I was
Making sure.
confused, because I was like, I feel like, but yeah. All right, okay. Hey.
Alrighty.
I got one, and I think you have
a
10?
stack.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Dan is
6,
whooping
7,
you.
8. So, like, there's still a chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Which street did Bruce Springsteen sing about in 1994? I also hate Bruce Springsteen.
I do too.
I also
love
hate
that.
Bruce
Look at
Springsteen.
that.
I also
We're
hate, I
bonding.
also hate Bruce Springsteen.
I also hate.
I want to say, I know it's wrong.
Do you want me to read the options, or are
Yeah,
you just
but
gonna say it?
after no, I'm just gonna say I know this is a wrong answer.
Yeah.
But immediately the thing that popped in my head was Main Street, but that's Bob Seger.
Yeah, it's
So,
not even on here.
Yeah, give me yours. It's like 38th Street. It's
Copperfield Road.
I think you're thinking of
Copperfield Road. It's some random like.
Miracle on 38th Street, or is that Miracle on?
No, it's a number. Definitely read it. It's like.
Well, there's no numbers on here.
Oh, okay, I was wrong.
A, Philadelphia. B, Boston. C, New York. Or D, Los Angeles.
Those aren't streets.
They're definitely
Those are
not.
cities.
Yeah, which streets did Bruce Springsteen sing about in 1994?
Oh well, Boston. It's got to be Boston. He's a Boston guy.
All right, Dan, what do you think?
Fuck.
What are the options?
A, Philadelphia. B, Boston. C, New York. Or D, Los
It's
Angeles.
fucking New York. What a poser.
It is New York.
You let Harley
No.
get in your head.
Is it not New York either?
It's Philadelphia.
Oh, I hate this guy.
Philadelphia. Yeah.
I
Yeah, he's the worst.
Bruce Springsteen.
Guy is the worst, man.
Singing about a city you're not even in.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I wish him and you two would go freaking mine some kind of weird element somewhere in Africa and not come back.
I'm gonna rant for just a moment about this
sure.
guy. This is what pisses me off about him. The dude has been the blue collar working class guy, like
What?
music guy. Yeah, that's like his whole thing is he's
What?
like the blue collar, like down in the dirt with everybody.
Yeah.
And the dude has not had to do anything for the last 35 years.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
I hate him.
I could think of so many other musicians that I would put in that boat before him.
Yeah. He was like a trust fund kid or something. He was like wealthy
Nepo baby.
from like birth. And then sang about the blue collar community.
Ugh.
Oh,
We
I
hate
hate
him for different reasons, but I love that for you.
I just never liked the songwriting. It just never grabbed me. None of it ever grabbed me. Like,
it's fake. He's singing. He's been like, "Hey, Dan, I'm just like you," and you're
But he's
like,
a
"No, you're
poser.
not."
you know,
He's an
he could.
actor.
You know how I know he's not like me because he could afford drums on his first couple records. So I know he wasn't like me.
That's so true.
He's not like us.
He's not folk. He's not folk.
Not like us.
Not folk.
That's funny.
Oh shit.
Oh, so I think that's still you, buddy.
Okay.
Whose fourth studio?
Wait, how do you get it wrong and keep going? That's not what we've done the
I
whole
don't-
time.
yeah.
What
Oh
kind
wait,
of
no,
rules
you're
are we
right.
doing here, man?
You're so right. My bad.
Jeez, Nirvana
Yeah, this
and
one's for you.
the
Are
whole
you-
thing. I thought we were back on the same team again with a couple things, and now
I lost my train of thought, Dan. I'm so sorry. Are you sure you want this one though?
I don't know.
All right, we'll see. I'll read the question, then you can decide.
Okay,
Whose fourth studio album was called Animal Rights? Would you like me to read the options?
hmm
A, Madonna. B, Nas. C, Massive Attack. D, Moby.
I'm gonna go with Moby.
Oh, you're so right, Dan. We're
Oh,
back on the
really?
same team. Were you going to say Madonna?
I thought for sure that
I
it was
knew you were going to say
Madonna.
Madonna.
As soon as you said Madonna, I was like,
You're
"That's what
absolutely.
I was thinking."
Yep.
Moby was very like outspoken about veganism. and that
Yeah,
type of
you're
stuff.
so true. That's so right.
Yeah.
When your music's bad, you have to
You gotta latch on to something.
pick a cause, get into it quick.
It's for the animals, guys.
Yeah,
Oh, that's funny.
that's why YouTube gives all that money away and does
Yeah,
all
right.
those charities because they know at the end of the day, there's nothing behind that curtain.
Yep. Not a thought. I wonder where Bruce Springsteen's money is going.
The
to.
Edge gets so much credit for being such a great guitar player, and half the time you listen to their music, and it's like, so
Where
you're-
Where there's no guitar.
Like,
yeah,
what
but
do you
it's
mean?
like he discovered a fucking delay pedal.
Delay pedal. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Everything you play is just you hitting one thing on the delay for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, now there's loopers, so the Edge might be dead for all we know. He could have recorded these 30 years ago, and they're just using a looper pedal because that's all it is that delay.
That's funny.
The Edge lives in Bono's sunglasses.
He's a hologram in Bono's sunglasses.
That's funny. Alrighty. Who had a hit in 1990 with the Shoop Shoop song? A. Cher. B. Whitney Houston. C. Kylie Minogue?
Minogue.
I think it's going to be D.
D. Sinead O'Connor.
Wait, the Shoop song?
Shoop Shoop.
Shoop Shoop. And one more time.
A. Cher. B. Whitney Houston. C. Kylie something. D. Minogue. You're so right. Yeah. D. Sinead O'Connor.
If it's Sinead O'Connor, I think I might just riot.
We'll go Whitney Houston.
Oh, neither of you are correct.
Is it that Minogue?
No. It's Cher.
Cher?
Shoop Shoop. Yeah.
All right. I mean, sure.
I don't know that song.
I'm going to be honest. I think I'm thinking that song's a different song.
I definitely thought it was. I thought I already knew the answer. I thought it was that song by was it In Vogue?
Right.
Like back in the 90s, the hip hop song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing it.
Is.
Well, no, I thought it was something completely different. Cool. But I'm also not going to sing it, so we can just move.
We'll get sued.
Good.
I think you're good as long as you don't sing anything by NWA. I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's where we draw the line these days.
Yeah. Alrighty. We're down to the last two? Ooh, let's see if
it's anybody's game.
You can take the gold, Dan.
What is the well, I got that one wrong, so it's on Harley, but
so I've got 1.
Dan has like 9. 10 maybe? Do you want to count these? I
sure.
can't count.
Let's make it interesting. Let's make these each worth 5.
5 points. Okay.
You do have 9. Okay.
Ah.
So if these are worth 5, I have a chance.
You have a chance.
All right.
Because Dan has 9 points and you have 1.
And it's my turn to go, right?
No.
Ah.
Wait, yes.
It is.
Yes, because Dan got it right. So I'm bad at this. All right.
I'm back in, guys.
You're back in the game. Put me in, coach. Which Irish group released the album Talk on Corners in 1998? A. Of course.
Here we
B. The Cranberries. C. The Pogues. Or D. Bewitched.
Since I only know one of those names,
Mhm.
I'm going to go with the Cranberries.
Oh, Dan, what do you think?
Good guess. Good guess. I'm gonna I don't know, but I'm gonna guess the Coors.
Ah, Dan takes the cake.
Hey,
It was the Coors.
Yeah.
No chance.
What's 9 plus 5? 14? Yeah, okay. All right, Dan, this is for you. Who released Around the World in 1997?
Daft
Hey.
Punk.
It is Daft Punk. See, I didn't even have to read. He knew. Dan wins
Up all night to get
with
lucky, man.
with a 19 points to 1.
It was close. It was closer than it. It was a lot closer than the score reads. It was one of those games.
Yeah. In March Madness terms, he'd go up a bracket.
Yeah, it was a lot closer than the score reads.
He wouldn't go up a bracket. We saw game 2. We'll
I have
Yeah.
no idea. You're lucky.
You don't know how March Madness works, I don't think.
I have no idea. We're lucky I knew bracket. We're lucky I knew March
Madness. That's
like,
right.
let's be real.
Oh, shit. Good time.
That was
man.
really fun.
Good
All right.
So, Dan, what do we got going on, man? Are you playing anywhere?
So still doing open mic every Wednesday.
Where at?
Can I get super local?
Yeah.
Are we fine with that? I don't want to alienate the viewers in New Delhi, but at the Boulevard Pub, if they want to come here, the food's better. It's at the Boulevard Pub in Newport News, Virginia, every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Whether you've been playing your whole life or you just picked up a kazoo yesterday, come up there, enjoy some food, drinks, show us what you got. Working on new music. Something should be out by summer, early fall, hopefully. Maybe an EP, maybe an album. And then we'll be at the Nothing in the Water Festival, not the Something in the Water Festival, but I will be playing the Nothing in the Water Festival at the end of April in Hampton there on Friday of that weekend. So
Hell yeah, man.
Awesome.
This open mic on Wednesdays.
Mhm.
You got any slots open for next week?
I've got slots all day.
Could you throw me on early? I'm talking like 7.
Yep. I can put you on.
I think you should.
Talk to Lindsay about doing how many songs are we doing? 3?
3. 3. Depending on who's. If there's absolutely nobody there, we can,
I think 3 is comfortable. It's been
3's
a
good.
long time.
Are you going to do a 3 a.m.?
Yeah, I was thinking 3
Let's
a.m.
go.
Things Better Left Unsaid.
Love that.
And then Blue on Black.
Love that.
Oh, that's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
Okay.
Come on.
I would love to watch.
Hell yeah.
I have a question.
Bring the
Why is
crew.
it Wednesday and not Friday? Is there a reason?
Why is it held on a Wednesday and not a Friday?
Yeah.
I know the
Friday.
answer.
I don't know. What's the answer? No.
Well, I mean, the real answer is the same issue that all venues have. Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays are reserved for paid acts,
Okay.
and then your
Typically.
weekdays
Mhm.
are typically your open
That makes
mics.
sense. I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Okay. Now we know.
Yep. So Fridays and Saturdays, are generally in this area, especially are for like men and usually bands.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
usually, So
That's just something I always wondered because a lot of places
Mhm.
do that where it's like open not karaoke,
What
but like
I
mic
love
night
about
throughout the week.
Dan's open mics is
Yeah.
it's 7 to 10,
And not
which is
10 to
perfect.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one
Yep.
that I don't know the guy that's hosting it now because it's been a couple years, but the one that I used to do in Yorktown at the
Mhm.
Yorktown pub,
Mhm.
it was like 9 to like 2 a.m. on a
Mhm.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
If you showed up at like 7, you weren't
Mhm.
going on until midnight.
Yeah.
And
So,
that's a long way to go. I mean, you guys are over this way like I am, right?
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, and
That's a long way to go for.
so I would work until 5. I'd run home, get my stuff, and go out there. Not go on until like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
Then drive home, wake
back
up
to
at
work.
5 o'clock in the morning, and go back to work.
Yeah. Nope. Not worth it.
So this 7 to 10 slot is
Fantastic.
nice. So, anyways, everybody listening, all of our local listeners, I'm gonna be there next week. Come hang out.
Yeah.
There you go. Come hang out.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. All
You
right.
should come. Do you guys still do the show remotely ever? Or I know at the moment and congratulations, by the way, on
thanks, man.
your child. I didn't get too much into it. Is it a boy or a girl? Or
Yep. It's a boy. His name's
It's a boy.
Adam.
He's
He's
getting a
celebrating
strong
his
dose
half
of Nirvana.
birthday yesterday.
I like
So,
that. That's
he's-
awesome. So
he's
6
16
months.
man.
6 months, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. He should be playing "Come as You Are" in the next couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe he's not doing it now.
Yeah.
No, he's great, man.
Mhm.
But yeah, we plan on doing some remote stuff. It's just been hard to coordinate everything.
You mean
In
person stuff?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
remote.
Like, so this is remote. So
Yeah.
non-remote.
Sure,
Like local
yeah.
stuff,
Local,
local events. Yeah, we plan on getting back into it. We're talking about doing a showcase in May. So I just have to talk to the booker for the Vanguard because we're planning on doing it at the Vanguard. But I'll be hitting you up on that because I want to do a showcase where we have
Oh, cool.
local acts come and play a couple songs. We do similar to like what we're doing now, a small interview on the couch, and then have
For
you guys
sure.
play kind of like a Tonight Show atmosphere.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, do like a
that'd be
panel.
fun.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the
Yeah,
show.
it's been
Dan.
fun.
It's been
No
awesome.
problem. I appreciate it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely go check out Dan Nash and check out his new EP. I know it's on Spotify, right?
It's on
Is it
everything.
also on Apple?
Apple, Spotify, Apple, MySpace, Zedge wallpapers. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Hell yeah.
Back to
Go
the
check it out.
Dan
Thanks,
Nash.
guys.
Go check him out. All right. It's been real, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
All right. It is time for our promotion of the show.
Before promotion, I have a gripe with you since we're airing out grievances.
Okay.
Are we all listening?
I'm listening.
I dyed my hair the other day.
I noticed. I
You
did
didn't-
notice.
you
It
didn't
was
say anything.
darker. I didn't. I
Do you like
completely.
it?
Yeah, it looks fine.
Okay.
I did notice
that's
that it
all.
was.
That was my gripe. I was like, it's significantly darker than what it was.
I noticed that it was darker,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to say that you dyed it and then be wrong. And then by the time I realized you did dye it, I completely forgot.
That's okay. Yeah, I dyed it darker because I was bored with my hair.
Because why not?
Why not? I had that power. So yeah. Anywho, that's it. That's my gripe. Never mind. That's it.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
good,
he
buddy.
didn't notice. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, it looks good, buddy.
I thought you were gonna come in from work and be like, "Oh my god, what did you do? What happened to your head?"
Yeah, no, that'll
Yeah,
never happen.
I know. I even called our mom, and she said, "That looks really nice." I said, "Thank you,
Looks solid.
thank you." All right, don't look at the back. It's brown still. I don't want to talk about it.
So,
all right, back to our promotion.
We're gonna. Well, I guess now I'll go ahead and promote. Like I said just a minute ago, next week, come out to the open mic where Dan Nash said that it was. I don't remember, somewhere in Newport News.
A pub.
And I'm gonna play 3 songs. Hopefully, I gotta check with the wife first. So
I think she won't have a problem with it.
Be prepared, everybody.
We'll have Shiloh watch the baby.
Especially if he's able to get me on at 7. I mean, we're talking. I could come home from work, grab a guitar, head over there.
Are babies allowed in a pub? If it's for open, right? He has little headphones on, so he'll be okay.
I was gonna say, Mom, it'll give Mom a chance to just watch him by herself for a little bit.
Oh, that is very true.
It's not like we would be gone long. We'd be gone like an hour, hour and a half tops. So
yeah, all right. Sorry, we're airing out our personal life, figuring things out. All right.
But and then as always, we have the Instagram. We've got the Patreon. We have the support the show link. We have the YouTube page. What else we got, Taylor?
We
got a Tiki-Talkie. We have a website.
We do have a Tiki-Talkie. Should I start a Tiki-Talkie? Really bad.
It's doing so good, Taylor. Ask me how many views we have on Tiki-Talkie.
How many views do we have on Tiki-Talkie?
0. Isn't that?
That's
100%. I find it baffling. I don't know how a lot of things work, but I find it baffling that I have it automated so that everything I put on YouTube also goes on the Tiki-Talkie. And it is consistently at 0. It's crazy. You would think just by chance, because I thought it just gets thrown into the algorithm with everything else.
I don't know. It's supposed to.
You would think by chance somebody would accidentally see it.
I run
even if they just scrolled right past. You would think it accidentally someone.
I see people's things with 0 likes and 0 comments all the time, and I always like.
But this is 0 zilch.
Well, I'm gonna start a Tiki-Talkie, and I'm gonna not talk about our podcast at all, and then I'm gonna go viral.
You want to just use ours? It's not like it's getting anything else.
I'm just kidding. I didn't actually want to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, it's there, everybody. If you feel like it, there's nothing special on it. I just did it because everybody said that we needed to.
By everybody, our only contact with the younger generation.
No, and Lindsay's sister too.
Oh, she is not the younger generation.
Yeah, but
no offense to her, to love her.
Regardless, I did it, and it proved my point. It is not as simple as they made it sound. It sounded to me like I could just throw it up there and it'll do its thing.
Yep.
I don't think that's the case.
Nope.
I think you have to put work into it.
Yeah.
Which I am not doing. Nope. I already put enough work.
Yeah. All
Anyways,
right. Well, if you liked today's episode, and I know you did, it was a fun one, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time we post a new video.
And yeah, everybody, it has been real. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Hook and Bridge podcast.